Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside that weather window. And after about 1 to 3 inches of snow, pretty much throughout the Wenatchee Valley, of course, higher amounts in upper elevations. This afternoon, as you can see, looking down from our #1 canyon camera at Wenatchee, a lot of snow fell and it kind of cleared up at times this afternoon. You could see a little bit of blue sky and some sun breaking through, but it was a pretty good winter storm with some giant flakes at times today. And I'll tell you what, as we make our way through the rest of the week and into the new year on Friday, tonight we can just expect some scattered, isolated snow showers to continue. And then New Year's Eve will be kind of a quiet day throughout the day tomorrow with mostly cloudy skies, a little bit warmer. And then for New Year's Day, one of about 3 storm systems will begin to move in, and that could once again bring us some rain showers and then some wind possibly on Saturday. All that coming up a little bit later on in your weather forecast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Grant County reported 10 more COVID-19 deaths Tuesday, 7 of those residents of long-term care facilities. Firefighters were able to stop a fire that spread from a detached garage to a home in Moses Lake Monday morning before it caused significant damage to the home. And earlier today, Governor Jay Inslee announced a 1-week extension of statewide COVID-19 restrictions. But first, we begin tonight. East Wenatchee police believe a man died by suicide early this morning after jumping from the Pipeline pedestrian bridge. Chief Rick Johnson says officers from his agency and the Wenatchee Police Department began searching for the man after his family told them that he'd expressed suicidal intent. Location data from his cell phone and security video from the Chelan County PUD appear to confirm he jumped from the bridge into the Columbia River about 3:15 a.m. Johnson says a search of the water by boat today did not locate the victim, and the man's identity has not yet been disclosed. Well, a bomb threat phoned in to RiverCom last night forced residents and tourists to evacuate Leavenworth's busy Front Street commercial district and closed Highway 2 for about 6 hours. Sheriff's deputies say the caller claimed there was an explosive device in a downtown garbage can. A search by police and members of the Washington State Patrol explosives team found no danger to the public. The threat was called into RiverCom about 8 p.m., but the Front Street area between 12th Street and the Leavenworth City Pool was declared clear by 2 o'clock this morning. The call was also forced Cascade Medical Center, Leavenworth's only hospital, into lockdown. Anna Cortez Steiner, city administrator for Leavenworth, gave this update last night.
So what we understand from the Sheriff's Department is, from the Sheriff's Office, is that a call was made indicating that there was a bomb in a garbage can and the what we call the downtown core on Front Street. And we are trying to trace the phone call, find out who started that. We are currently waiting for bomb squad staff and resources to come from Moses Lake and from the west side. When they arrive, then they'll start operations to try to identify if in fact this is a real threat or not. And that's where we are.
Do you know if downtown was very full, if a lot of people had to be asked to leave all at once?
You know, I don't know. I will tell you that I had seen the downtown earlier today was pretty packed. I know yesterday I went for a walk around 6 p.m. and it was pretty packed. And so I would imagine, and it was like this, so I don't think that the weather was a deterrent in any way. So I would imagine that we had large crowds and, you know, folks had to leave.
Are you hopeful that this is just a prank?
I am definitely hoping that it's a prank. I do believe it is a prank. There's been a lot of communication in social media that leads me to believe that it is a prank.
The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says the investigation into who made that threatening call and why is still ongoing. Grant County reported 10 more COVID-19 deaths yesterday, 7 of those residents of long-term care facilities. The Grant County Health District said there have now been 43 deaths at 3 senior homes in the county since an outbreak at those facilities that started in November. All the latest deaths involve people with underlying health conditions. 5 were residents of McKay Healthcare and Rehab Center in Soap Lake, bringing that facility's total COVID-19 deaths now to 16. 1 was a man in his 50s, 2 were women in their 80s, and the other 2 were women in their 90s. Meanwhile, Lake Ridge Center in Moses Lake had another death, a man in his 80s, bringing that facility's total death to 17. Columbia Crest Center in Moses Lake reported its 10th death. He's a man in his 70s. 3 Moses Lake men in their 60s who were not residents of senior homes also died. All 3 also had underlying health issues. Grant County has had 83 deaths attributed to the virus, with 7 suspected COVID-19 deaths that have not yet been announced as the health district awaits death certificates. Firefighters were able to stop a fire that spread from a detached garage to a home in Moses Lake Monday morning before it caused significant damage to the home. The fire was in the 8,000 block of Terminal Street Northeast. Grant County Fire District 5 said the home suffered only medium damage thanks to the efforts of firefighters. The Grant County Sheriff's Office shut down the road as firefighters fought the blaze. The cause of that fire remains under investigation. Governor Jay Inslee this morning extended his restrictions on businesses and gatherings for another week, saying next week he'll be announcing an updated plan for reopening safely. Inslee's order, originally issued on November 17th, was in response to a resurgence of COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations in the state. Among other things, his order bans indoor service at restaurants and bars. It was due to expire Monday, but it's been extended now for a second time. The order also shut down indoor fitness facilities and gyms, as well as closed bowling alleys and movie theaters. Coming up next, Douglas County's 3 PUD commissioners have reassigned their roles for next year. Some high-risk Washington inmates began receiving COVID-19 vaccinations this week. And U.S. Representative Kim Schreier's bill on vaccine education gets signed into law. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today. Winter is a great time to trade in your current hot tub. Turn your old hot tub into money with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa's trade-in program. You can save $500 to $1,000 off of any new artesian spa or take advantage of a free Bluetooth music experience. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa recommends draining your hot tub every 3 months. Ask us about our drain and refill special. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa today.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Welcome back. In another news, Douglas County's 3 PUD commissioners have reassigned their roles for next year. Aaron J. Vibrock will be the president of the board starting in 2021. Vibrock has served on the board since 2017. Commissioners voted him into the new leadership position on Monday. Outgoing President Molly Simpson becomes vice president of the board, while Commissioner Ron Skagen moves from vice president to secretary-treasurer. The State Department of Corrections says selected prison inmates in Washington have begun receiving vaccinations for COVID-19. DOC's vaccine plan prioritizes its medical staff and the oldest and most chronically ill inmates residing in Coyote Ridge Correction Center near Connell. Altogether, about 60 geriatric inmates may receive the vaccine. DOC says it's begun vaccinating staff and incarcerated patients, and the process will continue over the next several weeks, depending on vaccine supplies. Well, in all the negotiating over budgets and COVID-19 relief in the other Washington, two bills promoted by 8th District Representative Kim Schreier became law. The Appropriations Act, signed Sunday by President Donald Trump, includes text from Schreier's Vaccines Act, which would invest in local vaccine initiatives and education to counteract vaccine misinformation. Another measure ensures federal funding to support recovery and habitat restoration for endangered salmon and steelhead. Altogether, the Democrat Congresswoman has had 8 bills signed into law in only her first term. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Hi, I'm Shauna Pringle, and I'm the Assistant Regional Long-Term Care Ombudsman here at Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington. The Ombuds program serves individuals residing in long-term care. We are resident rights advocates for folks living in nursing homes, assisted living facilities, and adult family homes. Our region serves Adams, Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, and Okanogan counties. We are always free and confidential. Due to COVID, many freedoms have been restricted to protect the vulnerable from infection. Mandates and policies are ever changing. These are challenging times for all, but especially those residents living in isolation from family and friends. To understand more about resident rights, compassionate care visits, essential support visitors, please contact the regional program by dialing 509-886-0700. Ask for the Long-Term Care Ombuds.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort welcomed a fresh batch of new snow today as the resort outside Wenatchee continues its extended hours. Night skiing began this week, and the resort is operating from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. through Saturday. In tonight's feature story, here's a video produced by Mission Ridge showing some of the fun being had up on the mountain. looks like fun, doesn't it? Lots of snow around parts of Washington state today, and we'll get to that in a minute. But let's take a look outside our weather window today. Number 1 Canyon camera looking down at the Wenatchee Valley. This is from this afternoon. We had a little bit of everything after the snow actually stopped falling about 1 o'clock or so. Some stray flakes fell, also a little bit of sunshine across the valley at times. Stayed fairly cool though today, about where we should be for this time of year. Unofficial high temperature today at 32, 31 is our normal temperature, high temperature for this time of year. 28 was our low, 23 is normal. Record high 48, and that was set back in 2011. Look at that temperature, one of the coldest ever in Wenatchee at 21 below. That was in 1968. We'll probably update that as we talk again tomorrow, but so far 2/100ths of an inch of moisture out of that snow, and boy, it was awfully wet, so that'll probably be going up. But for now, we're sitting at 5.91 inches for the year. Sunrise 7:48, and the sun set this afternoon at 4:19. Let's take a look at how your Thursday and your Christmas Eve shapes up. And this will be probably the quietest weather day out of our 7-day forecast. We just expect temperatures a little bit warmer, mostly cloudy, 37s all around from Moses Lake through Ephrata and Quincy, Ellensburg, Wenatchee. Cool spot, Lake Wenatchee tomorrow at 32, and Happy New Year, because we won't get together on Friday, so hope you have a great Happy New Year on Friday and a great New Year weekend. Let's take a look at our surface loop now. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Still could see a stray isolated snow shower. We saw that a little bit during the afternoon, but most of the thrust of the snow is now moved off to our east and southeast. By New Year's Eve, as I mentioned, a quiet weather day. Mostly cloudy. It will warm up a little bit. Notice our flow coming up from the southwest. And here's our next round of storminess. This area of low pressure will throw a couple of waves our way. The first one on New Year's Day, bringing us cloudy skies, a 50% chance for, I think, more of a rain-snow mix, with temperatures on Friday hovering pretty much around the mid-30s range. As we get into Saturday, look at this tap of moisture that goes all the way back to the Philippines. Mostly cloudy. That's right, the Philippines. 40% chance of rain, warmer and a bit breezy on Saturday as well. You can see those isobars are very tightly packed together, so watch out for a little bit of wind on Saturday. For Sunday, as we end our weekend, mostly cloudy skies, a 40% chance of rain. And yeah, we're going to continue with unseasonably warm weather. We're talking mid to upper 40s, maybe even 50s down in the Tri-Cities area on Sunday. We'll cool off a little bit by Monday as we kick off our next work week with cloudy skies. Once again, a 50% chance of rain throughout the day. High temperatures will still be decent though, upper 30s to near 40 degrees. And then on Tuesday, watch out for the wind. Well, you'll see winds 10 to 20 miles an hour, mostly cloudy skies, a 40% chance of rain, and boy, you can see almost all of Washington state inundated with moisture. The good news will remain on the mild side with high temperatures then right around 40 degrees. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast. Tonight will drop down to 28 for an overnight low. For New Year's Eve tomorrow, mostly cloudy, warmer, and 37. Happy New Year on Friday with a 50% chance of rain and snow and 35. And look at this nice warm up as we get into the weekend. Both days a 40% chance of rain on Saturday and Sunday. High temperatures low 40s, and will cool back just a bit on Monday and Tuesday, but stay wet with highs in the upper 30s. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
It makes me feel happy.
I feel proud.
Gratitude.
Connected.
It really fills me up with happiness.
Honor. Humble.
It makes my heart happy.
Satisfacción. Alegría.
Just happy that I'm able to do such a thing.
I'm just grateful I can give.
Discover the magic of the holidays in iconic Lake Chelan. Enjoy wintry wine tastings, head outdoors to ski, hike, or just have fun. Come experience the breathtaking light displays, celebrate the season with neighborhood Santa parades, or find just the right thing in our local boutiques. Your family is invited to join in our family traditions. Shop local, buy local, play local. Learn more at smalltownholidays.com.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled into Wenatchee. We've got fun, affordable e-bikes for the whole family. Portable e-bikes that fit right in the trunk of your car. Fat tire mountain bikes plus unique vintage style bikes you won't find anywhere else. Get some exercise with pedal assist or just cruise up to 20 miles per hour with the throttle. Starting under $1,000, Green Motion e-bikes are affordable fun for the whole family.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday to you. Gonzaga finished its non-conference schedule with an impressive 112-67 win over Dixie State last night in Spokane. The Bulldogs were led by the 25 points of Corey Kispert, while Joel Ayayi tied a career high with 21 points. He also had 11 rebounds. Highlights are courtesy of Gonzaga Athletics. Omar Ballo, you see there on the alley-oop, came off the bench with 17 points as Gonzaga finished its non-conference play 9-0. The Bulldogs will open West Coast Conference play Saturday at home against San Francisco. That game, 7 o'clock on Saturday night. The Gonzaga women will continue WCC play today in California. They're in Pepperdine. Tip time for the 23rd ranked Bulldogs and Waves. Well, it's underway right now. Well, the Seahawks have not had the greatest luck with first-round draft choices. Back in the early 2000s, there was Marcus Tubbs, Chris Spencer, Kelly Jennings. I know. Who? More recently, Seattle's pick of L.J. Collier in the first round of the 2019 draft seemed to be a bust, but has begun to show promising signs this season. The Hawks' 2020 first-round pick is shaping up to be a winner. Jordan Brooks looks like a carbon copy of Bobby Wagner when he was a rookie. The Texas linebacker is 7th on the team in combined tackles with 48 and came up with a huge tackle for a loss during the goal line stand against Los Angeles last weekend. Coach Pete Carroll says Brooks is becoming who they thought he would be.
He played great. He really did. He was physical and tough and really saw things well. We had to adjust some things during the game to fit stuff up, which he was able to do and did well. He's an impacting football player. He's really good, and I might have said, I feel like I said last night, that he really handles the game well, and he can communicate well, and you don't feel like you're talking to a pup that's all wild-eyed and all that. He's really tuned in and can make sense of the adjustments and stuff like that, which is really important, obviously, to play well.
Brooks and the Seahawks defense have made a huge turnaround since the Buffalo game midway through the season. In fact, Seattle has gone from a total of 28 sacks a season ago to 43 so far this year. Coach Carroll says it was a concerted effort to refocus after being blown out by the Bills.
We needed to turn our focus to embrace the mentality of the individual players as much as we could. And so in that middle part of that, right then we were really getting after it, and we were doing all kinds of stuff to try and generate, and understand best how we could use our guys. And so that has led us to where we are now, and we're pressuring a little bit differently than we did early on, but it's just, we've tried to put players in the positions where they can do things really well and feel really confident and go for it. And it doesn't always work out right, but that's what we're trying to do, and it has led us to a more aggressive style, and Kenny's done a great job with the base package of what we're doing to put guys in position where they can pressure from, and so we're threatening. Our look threatens to be threatens pressure all the time, and that's part of the mentality that we're trying to live with and play up to.
Seattle will finish up the regular season Sunday in Arizona against the San Francisco 49ers. A win combined with losses by Green Bay and New Orleans would give the Seahawks the #1 seed in the NFC. Carroll says there's not any thought of resting guys this weekend.
We're going for it. We would love to have that break for our players if we can get it. It's good to have it. I think another team gets a shot or whatever, and they get more opportunity. They spread that out. That's good. If nobody had a bye, it'd be good. I don't know. If it was all even, it would probably be better, in my mind. But because you can't control it, it's outside of you to a certain extent. So, but we're playing for it because it's good for you. It's good for your body, and all that. So we're going to try to take care of business and get that thing, if it's possible. So we're going all out again this week. There's no other thought than to play. This is a championship opportunity to put ourselves in the best situation going into the playoffs.
Seattle and San Francisco kick off at State Farm Stadium at 1:25 in the afternoon Sunday on Fox. Well, the Seahawks will apparently be adding some extra depth at tight end this week. Seattle's reportedly signing Luke Wilson to its practice squad. To make room yesterday, the Hawks released DeMarcus Acey and Miles Adams. Wilson signed with the Baltimore Ravens after he was cut by Seattle back in November, appearing in 3 games and catching 1 pass for 12 yards against Dallas. Welcome back, Luke Wilson. Yeah, that's 5 tight ends now with the Seahawks. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grantstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. That should be plenty. And as we leave you tonight, a story that I think will make you smile. Tina the Goose and Tom the Turkey were an inseparable pair at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society shelter barn after being forced from their home earlier this month. Last week, the Humane Society put out a call for someone to adopt the 2 9-month-olds for the holidays. But there was one big caveat. Their new home was not to involve the dinner table. Mission accomplished. The Humane Society reports that Tina and Tom found their perfect home on Christmas Eve. And if you have a video of the day that you'd like to see on the NCW Life Evening News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Greg. Tomorrow for New Year's Eve, we're going to check in on the year that was with the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council. These good people did really good work, yeoman's work, in this very difficult year of 2020. I'll be checking in with Alan Walker, the Executive Director of the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council, who helped a lot of people who needed a hand up this year. We'll talk to Alan, and we'll also have your New Year's Eve forecast, sports, and everything else to wrap up 2020. Good riddance. Tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
The pros, Alignment Pros. When your vehicle needs brakes, shocks, struts, or alignment, choose the experts in their field. Alignment Pros and Express Lube with a 5-star rating. The work they perform on your vehicle is as impeccable as their shop. With state-of-the-art equipment, Alignment Pros can handle all large or small vehicles, specialty cars, lifted or lowered. Alignment Pros does them all. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
Highlander Golf Course is proud to announce their 2 new state-of-the-art full-swing golf simulators with over 80 courses of virtual golf to choose from year-round. Or try their Laser Shot simulated firearm program, or gaming with football, basketball, and much more. Enjoy Highlander food and drink service from their full-service bar and grill in the comfort of their simulator room. Call the Highlander Pro Shop to book your time at 884-4653. That's 884-4653.